Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the pod. I am your host once again, Eric, joined in studio with my lovely wife, Ashley.
Hello.
All right. So, welcome to the new year. A bunch of new topics to talk about and everything with the pod coming up here. And we kind of wanted to start everything off with an interesting topic that we usually talk about quite a bit. It can be still kind of like, I don't know, I guess kind of controversial in some cases. But I feel like it's...
Maybe. I think it's more mainstream now, but maybe
Yeah.
several years ago it was considered more controversial.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to talk about ASMR. Mm-hmm. And if you don't know what that is kind of like, an online trend, really kind of started from YouTube with a couple of different, famous YouTubers.
Well, I have the definition pulled up here. Because, okay, if you don't know anything about ASMR, so ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response.
Yep.
And it means a relaxing, sedative sensation often described as a brain massage that typically begins on the scalp and moves down the neck and spine.
Yep. That's the best way I can describe it. And somebody, I think it was in the Times, described an ASMR artist, like whenever they experienced their first, iteration of ASMR, they described it as like feeling carbonated bubbles traveling down like the back of your head, going down your spine type of thing. And that's kind of the best description I think I've ever heard of it, where it just literally feels like I like a euphoric, like carbonation feeling, kind of like, like bubbles in the back of your head going down your spine.
Well, because it seems like it's more trendy now. Like ASMR is much more trendy and mainstream.
Oh, yeah.
But I even remember experiencing that sensation like years ago, even like before ASMR was a thing.
Yeah, same here. Like I said, like even back when I was a child, I experienced it and just there was no like label or name to put upon it. So, but yeah, I experienced that feeling. It's like a euphoric feeling. You feel it's a deep sense of relaxation and then it just triggers. There's some type of, reaction that happens where it just, you'll just feel it.
Because, I mean, okay, especially today, like there's a ton of ASMR videos on YouTube, on TikTok, it's on Instagram, it's all over the place. Like you've even got celebrities making ASMR videos.
Even the Grinch has an ASMR.
Okay, I actually do enjoy that one.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
When he bites into the onion.
The onion. This is fun.
But, okay, so before all that, like way back, because we were talking about this before we came down to film, or not film, record, remembering that feeling, that the ASMR feeling, because I can remember experiencing that for the first time when I was a kid, like that tingly, relaxing feeling. Anyway, but I remember as a kid getting that tingly feeling. So did you, I don't know if boys did this or if it was just girls, like you would do these, like they were like nursery rhymes, but it also came with like different motions you would do to the other person. Like you would, crack an egg on your head, let the yolk run down. Did you ever do that?
Nope.
X on your back?
Nope. No, I did remember, I think my mom used to like trace the alphabet on my back when I was a child. And I remember that was kind of like a relaxing feeling of comfort in a lot of ways.
But I remember, like doing that whole thing. I don't know what, I guess a childhood rhyme. I guess I would call it a rhyme. But yeah, I remember when, like in school or when my neighbors, we used to do that. I remember getting like a relaxing, tingling feeling. And there was also a game where you would trace the lines on your hand.
Yeah.
And I remember when I had that done to me, it was so relaxing. And I would be like, can we do that again?
See, yours, I think, is more almost kind of like, physical touch related? Because I noticed usually whenever you're watching an ASMR video, it's more massage related videos or like head scratching, combing hair, those type of just kind of feeling ASMR videos. For me, it's about I think tone. Because for me, when I first experienced ASMR when I was a child, there was actually a documentary on PBS called Dinosaurs. I believe it came out in 1992. And the main narrator lady's tone of voice was just so warm, soothing, and comforting that it just sent me into a state of total relaxation. And then there was a little mini story within that documentary that talked about the discovery of the iguanodon. And for some reason, that was my first ever feeling, like experiencing ASMR, just carbonated bubbles in the back of your head and just feeling like, just literally melting to the tones and the resonance of that program. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this?
Well, when you talked about like the physical touch with me, like especially I know like in middle school and high school, how girls would always play, we'd play with each other's hair. And I loved getting my hair brushed. That was like one of my favorite things. Like whenever, like I remember sometimes like when we were in band, we'd have to wear our hair up or like people would help put our hair up, and sometimes like
Mm-hmm.
somebody would brush my hair, and I'm like, please keep going.
See, but that's, I mean, there's different styles of ASMR for different people out there. And another thing I've noticed too is another phenomenon where it has the opposite effect. Some people cannot handle that type of very low, soft, whispering voice. It sends them into like almost manic. Like
Oh, it has
they
that-
become
yeah.
enraged. Like they just can't handle it. So it has the opposite effect in some cases too. So that's where it can be kind of a controversial thing talking about ASMR. So, but it definitely has hit mainstream, and people who create ASMR content are known as ASMR artists
Mm-hmm.
on on YouTube or other platforms. Even TikTok has YouTube or it has ASMR channels as well, like Wood Soup ASMR.
Oh, I love wood soup.
Where it's basically just like a person that has like a bunch of like little wooden objects floating in a bowl of water, and they basically like use like this big wooden spoon to kind of scoop it up, and
The
it creates
sound.
it creates the sound of like just like running water that's kind of like bopping back and forth off of the wooden
It's
objects.
so satisfying.
Yeah, it just very, like I said, relaxing tone and feeling.
Well, I remember before. So this was probably like 2008, 2009, like before before it was even called ASMR.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember just watching YouTube. I think it was in like college. Yeah, it was early college, and I remember like I stumbled across this video. It was of a lady who was getting this aromatherapy facial,
Mm-hmm.
and like the massage therapist, like she had a really relaxing voice, and just the movements of it. And I remember like I felt so relaxed. I got that tingly feeling, and it knocked me out.
Oh yeah.
And I used to watch that all the time,
Mm-hmm.
especially because when I couldn't sleep. But then I started stumbling upon more videos like that, like people getting a massage or getting a head massage, or just like even people just talking in a relaxing tone. And then I think maybe like a few months later, that's kind of when I started seeing like ASMR pop up. And then that's like, I want to say it was probably like 2010 is when ASMR really started on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, there was a couple ASMRists that are even still around today, but I remember way back when it really kind of first started. I remember one of the first ones we really liked, and is still very popular today, is Gentle Whispering. Maria.
Oh, I love Maria.
Yeah, she is still going strong. I mean, she has, I think, over 2 million followers now on YouTube. And I don't know if she has a TikTok or not, though. I'll have to check on.
I think she does.
Does she? Yeah.
I feel like most people who have a career in social media have multiple platforms.
But yeah, I believe she was a Russian immigrant, right, that came to the United States and kind of had the kind of a rough go of it, because she actually tells her backstory, I believe, in one ASMR video, kind of Draw My Life type of thing. And just all the stuff she's had to overcome to get where she is. It's an incredible tale of perseverance. And I cannot tell you the amount of times her videos have just, helped me and knocked me out to like get some like a well-needed sleep many times over. So, and I think her sister Olga, I believe, also does ASMR as well.
She
I think
does.
ASMR Sense, I think is her name.
I think that's her channel name.
Yeah. So, and she has more of like, I think, a thick Russian accent, but honestly, I like it because it's just, if it's a whole different type of like tone and resonance, just like, ugh. So, but she, Gentle Whispering Maria was one of the first ones. And then there was a couple other big names too. Like, didn't they make like the Three Keys crossover at one point? It was, what was she? Heather Feather.
Oh man, she hasn't posted in so long.
I know, but she was big for a while. And then there was also ASMR Requests, I think was the other one. Yeah.
So ASMR Request has made one of my favorite ASMR videos. She made that one like sci-fi.
Mm-hmm. Like you're traveling on a space agency to another planet.
Departure space tours.
Mm-hmm.
I love that video.
That was a cool one.
It was such a like. I remember back then being like blown away because like the production was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay. So she makes this video where you're it's like an outer space travel agency and you're booking a trip to this planet. Oh, I love that video. I still watch that video to this day. I love it.
Yep. That was a big one. I think the next big leap after, the beginning of ASMR and everything, because there was a couple other big names out there too, and there was a bunch of ones that I used to listen to back then, and they just completely deleted their channels completely.
Yeah.
I wish they would bring them back. Like, there's a one, it was a lady who spoke in French. It was a French ASMR artist, and she spoke about, like, fairy tales in French, and I just was just encapsulated by it. I was like, this is fascinating, and she just deleted her entire channel, like she didn't exist. I'm just like, oh,
I don't recall that one.
Yeah. And then there was another one, Equine QT, I think had amazing resonance for ASMR, but I don't know, like something happened where she got locked out of her channel and had to restart everything, and she lost all of her old videos. So there's a lot of cases like that with the original ASMR, starters that really kind of pioneered everything. And now you see, the modern day ASMR. There's so many different, big names out there.
I almost feel like there's so many.
It's become oversaturated in a way because there's so many, people out there now.
I'm on a Reddit thing looking at old ASMR. Oh, Vini Volpez, remember her?
Yep, that was another one.
Yeah, I don't think she's posted in over a decade.
Nope.
Let's see. Heather Feather.
Yep. Heather Feather was one of the big ones.
Oh man, Queen of Serene. Did you ever watch Queen of Serene?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I used to watch her videos all the time.
There was a gentleman. I remember they also celebrated ASMR Day back then. It showed like different ASMR artists from around the globe. This is back in the, somewhere in the 2010s somewhere. And there was a gentleman known as Bill Max Foxpax. And kind of an older gentleman, got a big beard. And he had a very kind of deep, resonating tone. And like it was kind of like interesting for me because you never really see a guy ASMR artist. Usually it's ladies because
I think guy ASMR artists are more popular now, but definitely like
back then it was
Well, I think early on ASMR was seen as weird.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I can kind of see why people thought that because there are some ASMR videos that are like, what the heck is this?
Yep.
I can't remember the one guy's name. He made a channel, but like he made an ASMR video where he had like a lampshade on his head and he was like tapping on the lampshade and I'm like, what is this?
There is definitely some weirdness to ASMR as well, like you said.
Well, I think too, because I remember I was watching ASMR videos and I was almost like reluctant to tell you because I'm like, oh my gosh, he's going to think this is weird. Like he's going to think I'm a weirdo.
No, I actually embrace it because I always like harken back to that dinosaur documentary when I was a child. I'm just like, what is that experience? What was that called? Like, I really wish you could put like a name or a label on what it was. And then you mentioned ASMR, Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. And that's what it was. It all just clicked. I'm like, this makes sense.
Another thing from childhood, we both talked about this, that kind of gave us that ASMR feeling, was the intro of Beauty and the Beast.
Yes. That narrator just absolutely knocks out of the park.
Yes. Because I remember like,
Once
wow,
upon a
I
time,
like his voice.
in a faraway castle, the prince lived shining. Something like that.
I just got ASMR from that.
That's what I mean. I've been told that too. Here's the thing. I've started an ASMR channel, Sir Knight ASMR, and threw a couple videos up there. It got no traction. Well,
but what do I keep telling you?
Mm-hmm.
You have to be consistent.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I tried a couple just to see how it goes, and just kind of.
But you have to keep posting, my dear.
Yeah. So, once again, that also requires extra financial incentive to buy better equipment to get those things uploaded, and it's.
Well, I mean, here's my thing. I mean, okay, not that I'm like a mega famous TikTok person. I mean, but like, I got a couple thousand followers, and I mean, I haven't got that fancy equipment, but I do think like the light you gave me that helped.
And like I said, that ring light I originally had for my ASMR videos, and like I said, it took so long to piece together because I was using a DSLR camera in order to piecemeal 5-minute snippets together in order to make like a really long video, and it just was way too labor intensive. And I'm so busy with all my audiobook stuff and podcasts. I'm like,
I think maybe
it's third fiddle. Maybe
if you get to a point where you could just strictly do like audiobooks for a career, and then you could have time to do ASMR stuff too.
Possibly, I'd rather do more voiceover stuff, frankly. But if it ever comes back where people want me to do ASMR, I'll give it another go. But I'm so busy with podcasting and narration and voiceover stuff. Like, it's like I said, I'll return to it if need be. If people demand it from me, sure, why not? But like I said, more contracts keep rolling in, so it's just like I'm busy anyway.
Okay, I'm looking down the list of oh man, Diana Do ASMR. Do you remember her?
Maybe.
Diana Do. I used to watch her. Springbok ASMR. I know you really like
Springbok. Yeah, she disappeared for a bunch of years and finally came back. So she has a very, very high light voice. Like I said, for me, it's about like tone and resonance, and a lot of ladies' voices for me, just like it's very calming, soothing, and I usually get knocked out pretty quick, especially Maria's voice in particular. I'm just like, well, I'll watch her etiquette videos, like folding a towel, or like, how to properly compose yourself when you're eating a dinner, and you use this spoon in order to like scoop up the soup, and you have to use this knife for that. So goofy little videos like that, and I'm just like, oh, and I'll fall asleep.
Okay, there was one ASMR artist I loved. Her name was Silent Citadel. And I liked her videos. Like, she did mostly, like, whisper and tapping videos. But her home was, like, so eclectic. And she had all kinds of little knickknacks and tchotchkes and things like that. Like, she had, like, all kinds of different like artwork and sculptures, and she had like bugs on her wall, like you know what I'm talking about, like the bugs in the frame.
Yeah.
She had all those kind of things, and because you know me, I love knickknacks and tchotchkes and bugs, so right up my alley. And I used to watch her videos all the time, and I thought she was so cool. But she hasn't posted. I don't think she's posted in a very long time.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different ASMRs we used to watch a lot back then, and like I said, they just stopped with their channel, and I get that because I mean I did the same thing, frankly.
Let me see. I'm looking down the list.
Like I said, Maria tends to be the go-to for me if I ever want to watch an ASMR video where it's just kind of just relaxing, blah, blah, blah.
So apparently the very first Whisper video was posted by Whisper Crystal.
Yeah.
Do you remember Whisper Crystal?
Maybe. I have to like actually watch a video.
Because she posted a video of herself just whispering and like telling a story, and that was kind of like where the Whisper videos.
Yeah.
But, so what are some triggers? What are your favorite ASMR triggers?
Like I said, for me, it's tone. So... usually a very feminine voice, usually lighter, usually that in a very soft demeanor. That really just kind of sets everything just like in motion for me, where I'm just like, ugh. So, like, okay, sometimes I'll actually have my phone hooked up and I'll listen to ASMRs driving on the way home. Kind of dangerous. Because literally it makes you drowsy. It's like,
why do you do that?
Because it's relaxing. And I'm just like, oh. And by the time I get home, I'm like, okay, I could go for a nap.
Maybe so. Okay, so that's why you always take a nap when you get
Yeah,
home.
it's part of it. So, but once again, it's a way to kind of relax. And like after a very hectic day where you're just sitting there dealing with so many different things, it's nice to hear a nice calming voice just saying, it's gonna be okay, and just blah blah blah. You're just floating on a cloud, and then poof, out like a light, and then you feel a million times better when you wake up. So it just kind of like gets you ready for like a nice nap. I'm trying to think some of my other triggers. Like I said, you're more the one where I think you like, once again, tactile things.
Because I'm more so, because with you can close your eyes and just listen to the voice.
Yep.
But I like to, because I like the video. Okay, I like watching videos of like I said earlier, massages, scalp massages, or
people combing hair, and
yes.
like I said, like touching in a lot of ways.
Because I think sometimes the way they move their hands and stuff, that's what.
Yeah, for me, nope, doesn't resonate at all. Like I said, the massage videos, like I can watch them, just like.
Well, I think it's because like my love language is physical touch, maybe, and I also love getting massages. So, but in a way, sometimes when you watch them, it's almost like you're getting it yourself.
Yeah.
In a way, because like I get that tingly feeling, and it's almost like you feel like you're getting a massage too.
Yeah, you're kind of like putting yourself into the video in a way.
Yeah.
But once again, my love language is words of affirmation. So once again, certain types, especially affirmation videos, oh my gosh, that stuff is just super uplifting for me. Because hearing just like, hey, you're doing great, good things are coming, just keep on trying, don't you dare give up, blah, blah, blah. That type of stuff is emotionally building and, like I said, relaxing at the same time. So, and sometimes I'll put that on in the morning as well when I'm driving to work, just like affirmation videos. Doesn't even have to be ASMR. And just, good positive way to kind of start your day. And I really do feel like it makes the difference.
Well, that's good though.
But yeah, once again, that's our different styles of different ASMRs. Well, yeah,
but okay, what are some of your least favorite ASMR videos?
Well, we know for you, it's like lip smacking mukbang videos. Yeah, there's a couple of them, like that one lady who's eating the giant pickle, and you just hear the crunching lip smacking.
Okay, well, one of my biggest pet peeves is when people chew with their mouth open.
Except when animals do it, then it's fine.
Okay, but animals can't help it, okay? They are animals. They cannot help it. But people should know better than to chew with their mouth open. No. And I hate, like, mukbangs. I know that's kind of like ASMR. Certain mukbangs I can tolerate. But especially the ones where they're just eating exorbitant amounts of food and the slurping and the chewing and just taking enormous bites, like putting ridiculous amounts of sauces on things. No, I hate it. I hate it.
Mine have to be... They're like rigorously tapping the microphone and just speaking utter nonsense with all that. It's like,
see, sometimes that doesn't bother me.
No, that's nails on a chalkboard for me, because there can be, it's overstimulating, I guess is the word for it, where they do so much all at once. Like they're sitting there tapping, they'll have something in the background go off, or they'll have like use like a double mic feature where they're talking and also talking over their talking, and it's like.
See, I like is it binaural microphones? I like those because sometimes like when you have ASMR videos, like they're talking to you on one side, then they go to the other, or like if they're doing a video where they're like giving you an ear massage.
But if they're speaking cognitively, then that works. But no, if they're just sitting there just rambling incoherent nonsense, it's like, because a lot of people do like the pop and click videos where it's like, or the.
Okay, that I hate.
Yeah, it's like, ugh.
The one thing I hate too is when people do the ridiculous amount of tongue clicking where it's like
yes,
stop.
So.
Like, I don't mind it if it's a teeny tiny bit, but there's some people that literally just do it all the whole video, and I'm like, please stop.
That are like tapping on a can the whole time.
That's something that irritates me now because do you ever notice like when you're watching just influencers of any kind, like whether they have to pick up something
and fiddle with it
and tap on it, like. Because, okay, I like ASMR tapping videos to an extent.
No, me.
But, but I don't mean, like, I light tapping, not like, no.
Nope. No, for me, that's my big no for ASMR.
But that's something that drives me crazy because, every time, like, it's an influencer, like, if she's doing her makeup, she's got to pick up her foundation bottle and tap on it.
Fiddle with it.
Like, stop tapping on things.
Yep. But once again, that for me is what turns me off from ASMR is those type of videos. I'm just like, eh. But one thing that's also kind of intimidating about ASMR as well, because once again, also trying to start a channel and everything, is the production quality of some ASMRs of today. It's like movie theater quality.
Oh.
Like, it's insane, especially, what was some of the first one? I remember, I think it was, the one that was like a watershed for me was, is Ardra ASMR with like, listen to the fish. The fish has to talk to you. And it was just like next level. I'm like, what is this?
Well, the one I talked about before, ASMR requests with her departure space tours.
Yeah.
That was like, wow, this is really good.
That was like the next kick up. And then once again, you look at new, productions. What is it? Goodnight Moon ASMR?
Yes.
She has some good ones too, where it's like, it almost kind of like, it fades into like a story hotel or something, or like into a tavern.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, holy crap.
Oh, she's one of my favorites because, the one where she's in a tavern and like,
yeah.
It starts off
like a medieval tavern.
It starts off in the video where you're like on a path, like in the fall.
Walking down through the woods.
And you can hear the leaves crunching as you're walking. And
that type of depth and production quality, I'm like, oh my, how can anybody kind of compete with that? Especially if you're just trying to start off, it's like, that's insane.
Well, that's what I feel too with some of my TikTok videos because like I see all these other TikTokers who have really great cameras and really great lighting, and I'm like, I'm still filming with my phone. And
But there's also a good, portion of people that prefer the older ASMR videos rather over the high production stuff that I think is more flashy than actually, sensational. So it all depends on a person's taste. I know ASMR Glow is a big new one, I think, where she does a lot of production value. She actually made one that was kind of like a mockery of, or kind of like a parody of, like a K-drama or K-pop drama.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was honestly like pound for pound. It looks just like, one that would actually be, launched over there. It was crazy. But yeah, there's a lot of different, modern ASMR artists now, and they've blown way past Maria and, subscribers and everything too.
I'm looking at I have a playlist on YouTube called Sleepy Time. And I have all these ASMR videos. And I'm laughing because I remember one time, was it the power went out? And okay, I'm the type of person I have to sleep with a fan on. So we didn't have power and I couldn't turn the fan on. So I went on YouTube and I played a video of fan noise to help me sleep.
Yep. That's what I mean. The parameters and conditions for you to go to sleep need to be absolutely perfect in order for you to sleep. For me, I can just usually go to sleep in just a few seconds. I can fall asleep in a chair. I can fall asleep just really anywhere.
It literally, I get so jealous because you literally fall asleep within seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas I lay down, I have to change positions a million times. I have to have the fan on. I have to have the light off. And sometimes, like, if I get too hot, I can't sleep. If I get too cold, I can't sleep. But that's part of the reason why I like ASMR, because I have such a hard time falling asleep, is that sometimes I need ASMR to fall asleep.
Yep. Looking back through, like, my favorites on ASMR, because I'm looking through my channel and everything, and I realized also a pretty consistent pattern of different ASMR videos I like, accent videos. Whenever an ASMR artist has a very thick accent with something, I'll tune into it. Because it just, for some reason, it's interesting to hear different resonances of, like, different, like, vocal styles. So, like, Russia, or, Maria with her Russian accent, or her sister Olga, you know, especially Olga, like she'll have a very thick Russian accent, and I think that's kind of fascinating. And then there's also other ones, the Icelandic accent. For some reason, listen to that ASMR. That's very soothing. It's like, holy moly. French accent ASMR is very good.
What about Whispers Red? She's
Whispers
from England.
Red from England. She's another one. Like her vocal tone, yeah, knocks me out.
I watch her quite a bit too.
Yeah, she's another big one. So, yeah, I'll watch her videos. Actually, I think I like her. It's like a mint pie video she makes. Oh, I've got that in my favorites.
The grasshopper pie.
The grasshopper pie. Oh my gosh, yeah, that one. I'm out probably like a quarter of the way into it.
Well, I remember watching her video. She did like her backstory.
Yeah, draw my life type thing.
And she was talking about how when she first started her ASMR channel, and like when people in her village, I think she said she lives in a village, when they found out like about her channel, like she would go to the local pub, and people would be making fun of her for her videos because they didn't understand.
Back then they didn't understand.
Well, they thought it was some weird sexual thing, and like they didn't understand what it was.
Yep.
But I mean, now it's like, who's laughing now? I mean, because she's made a career out of it, and because some of these creators can make a ton of money.
Yep. Not saying every creator does, but
No.
I'd be curious to know the numbers of like how much they actually make, or like what subscriber level you need to reach in order to get to that point where, like, you know, the money that you bring in from that is worth more than having a career in something else.
Well, I feel like a lot of it's a combination of YouTube revenue plus sponsorships.
Gotta
a lot of people have to use sponsorships.
And that's another thing I noticed too. Even Maria has this too. Is a lot of sponsor videos. Like it'll actually bring up a little prompt that said, "Video contains a paid sponsorship," and it shows like the little like upturned hand logo. So there's been a lot. I think she did partnerships with Blue Apron, which I don't know if they went defunct or like went out of business.
I remember her Blue Apron.
Yeah,
videos.
there's Blue Apron videos where like a home like meal delivery service, and you basically cook up at home. There's a couple other ones too. She actually did, I think, a partnership with like Reese's or something over from England, or no, from Canada. That's what it was. And it's like her fall aesthetic video. That was a really relaxing one. And she was actually like messing with the ridges of like a Reese cup. And when she kind of put them together or like rubbed her fingernail on it, it sounded like a cat purring. I'm like, oh my gosh. So that type of sound was just like, oh, very relaxing.
Oh, yeah, and another type of ASMR video I like, which I don't think this is something I would ever do in real life because I don't think it works, but Reiki. Do you ever watch Reiki videos?
I've seen a few of those. I mean, I don't get it. But...
I mean, okay, so Reiki is supposedly like what you're working with someone's energy field or something.
Yeah. They talk about like, you know, chakras and, you know, crystals and stones and all that stuff.
I don't necessarily think it works.
Yeah.
But I like watching Reiki ASMR videos because it does relax me.
Yeah.
So I guess in a sense it does work.
Yeah. I'll watch them because like I said, to me, same thing, just relaxing. But I mean, I don't know if I'm getting like any type of like energy burst from it or something.
I remember one time, this was when my mom and I were at McAlpin Meadery. It was it was our last stop on our Amish jaunt.
Yeah. And
there was a girl there that did Reiki healings and readings, and my mom, and I mean, mind you, I'm slightly hammered, and I'm like, oh sure, and I'm like, so she's sitting in front of me and she's waving her hands in front of my face, and I'm literally thinking to myself like, what the fuck is this? But watching the ASMR Reiki, it's relaxing.
Yep. I've watched a few of them. Like I said, I think a few chakra cleansing videos and stuff like that, which, I mean, some were kind of interesting, other ones not so much. So it all depends on the situation. Yeah. Trying to think of some other ASMR videos that we've watched over the years.
I'm looking through my favorites here, see what I can recall.
Another one I used to watch once upon a time, I think it was like Jelly Bean Green ASMR. I don't think she's posted in years.
No, I don't think she has.
But she did a lot of like affirmation videos and stuff like that. Oh, a lot of certain food preparation videos I'll watch too that are ASMR. Those ones are relaxing. Actually, Maria did one about when she became a U.S. citizen. She actually had like, I think, a copy of the Declaration of Independence. And that one I'll tune into on the actual 4th of July. And it was just like a really nice kind of like patriotic one. I think it was kind of relaxing. I was just like, ugh. What's interesting too, because once again, I'm a narrator. I have to like pay attention to all like the sound things regarding like podcasts and all this stuff, is background noises. Certain ASMR videos, especially older ones, you can tell they have like lower quality microphones because it picks up all kinds of like surrounding noises. And that 4th of July video in particular, you hear a lot of background static where it's like...
But sometimes I don't mind that. I feel like it adds to it.
In some cases. And that's where there's a lot of ASMRs where they say, I prefer the older stuff because it felt more natural. It felt like,
I kind of feel the same way.
Because the newer stuff, like I said, everybody's got soundproof rooms and like condenser microphones or dynamic microphones that like really chop off area sound.
Well, and I'm looking at my favorites videos. So, like, those videos that are like different tones to help you, like with whatever, like, oh yeah, 432 hertz to make you fall asleep.
The brown note to make you poop yourself.
But
brown noise.
I've tried some of these videos, like, oh yeah, this is the frequency that makes you sleep. Or I've tried one for migraines, like when I've had a really bad migraine. Sometimes I'll try those frequency videos.
Yep.
Sometimes they work, but they help me relax, but they don't take the pain away.
Honestly, for me, those things surprisingly work. Like, I think it's the 432 hertz one, and then there's also, I think, the 528 hertz. If I turn on one of those things and I go to bed, like, literally, I'll wake up refreshed. It is weird. Like, especially if I go to bed with, like, headphones in or, like, earbuds. Like, I'll wake up totally refreshed the next day. It's weird.
I will say one of those frequency videos that helped, like, so when I got COVID, I got tinnitus. Remember when I had tinnitus?
Oh, yeah, the ringing of the ears.
So in my left ear, I basically had ringing in my left ear for like 3 months straight. And it comes back. It's like off and on. Like, I'll have ringing in my ears for like a couple weeks, and then it stops. And it comes and goes. But back when I first got it, I used to listen to this frequency ASMR video that was supposed to help mask the tinnitus.
Yeah.
And it really did work.
I was going to say, there was a couple videos where I listened to, because I ended up getting that too after I got COVID the first time. And literally, yeah, you listen to that video and it would take a break from your tinnitus. Like, for a good couple of seconds, it would just completely, like, disperse it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't hear that ring anymore. I'm like, oh my God, it worked.
Yep.
And then it might, like, gradually come back after a while. But no, it's just like this weird, this weird type of, like, static where it was just like...
But it would help with the tinnitus. So that was one good ASMR type video that did help. I mean, thankfully,
wild stuff.
I mean, it was funny. I had ringing in my ears for a couple days, like pretty loud in my left ear. It's gone now.
Yep. I really think it's because I think like our eardrums are like, somewhere in our ear, somewhere in our ears, something was inflamed.
Well, because COVID, they said
it dehydrates
the crap out of you. But I have heard that one of the side effects of COVID is tinnitus. But so that's one good thing. I'm like, okay, at least I found some ASMR videos that could help with that.
Knock on wood. Like I said, never lost my sense of taste. No. Where I think you did for a while.
So I did for 12 hours.
Yep.
And then it came back.
Yep. Well, you tried a shot of apple cider vinegar and said, I don't taste anything.
Could
and I'm
not
like,
taste it.
Whoa.
Well, one of the things I think I did, I don't know if this actually has any proof or anything, but when I lost my sense of smell, I was going around trying to smell things. I remember trying to smell coffee grounds. And I don't know if that helped, but like I was trying, and I swear the smelling of the coffee grounds helped me get my sense of smell back. It was really weird because I remember I did that, and then eventually I was able to smell more things. Like, 'cause I remember like I could smell the Fabuloso clear. So weird.
I'm trying to remember back because I think there was probably a boost in ASMR, like ASMR artists, I think, during COVID.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody was indoors. Everybody bought, like, equipment in order to, like, record. That's why podcasting took off.
TikTok took off.
And there was just a whole bunch of, like, explosion of content because everybody was kind of cooped up in their house. Like, how am I going to, like, connect with everybody else? And once again, all that's kind of like an offshoot of what happened from COVID.
But I do notice it seems like there's more certain types of ASMR that are more popular on TikTok than, say, on YouTube. Okay, one of my favorite videos to watch on TikTok is these soap cutting videos. Have you seen those?
I've seen those, yeah.
Oh, those are so satisfying.
And now the new trend is ASMR AI TikTok.
Oh, fuck AI.
Yep. Or they have the glass cutting. Like, they'll have, like, the glass fruit and they'll have the knife that'll cut down onto it.
Son of a bitch, I do. Those are so satisfying, but I hate AI. I hate AI.
But, and yet, you enjoy those videos.
I don't watch them.
Yep.
When they first came out, I'm like, oh, wow, these are kind of cool, but now I'm just like, scroll. Yep. Get out of here.
I've seen a bunch. I saw one of the polar bear that was doing, like, a mukbang ASMR, so, like, he'll eat random things. So, yeah, I've seen a bunch of, like, once again, AI is creeping in to try and, like, edge its way into the AI market.
Well, I've seen there's a few ASMR artists that have recreated some of the videos that AI did, and they were able to do it.
Yeah, but once again, you're replicating what AI's already done, so is that really, like, your own individual art?
But they're trying to prove a point that, like, this stuff that people can do.
Yeah. I don't know. Trying to copy AI doesn't feel like, very authentic either, so... Well, once again, I feel like AI is just, it's here to stay, and it's only going to keep on, like, increasing and getting better throughout time. So, what do you do?
It's going to make things worse.
Maybe. like I said, up for the future to
I
decide
think
that one.
there's a place for it.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be involved in the arts. It shouldn't be,
Yeah.
that's for like.
How about that one guy actually got I think his AI art was on display, and that one guy literally came over and ate it out of the exhibit over in California.
Good, he should have.
So, I mean, compared to like modern art and everything like that, and AI art, I don't know.
I think I'd still rather do, because at least modern art's created by a person, even though it's weird.
Well, AI art's also created by a person too, because they have to put in the prompts. But
I know, still it doesn't count.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, it's new territory, all new territory, and once again, that's also going to compete with ASMR artists. So that's the future right now. I wonder how all the other like established ASMR artists feel about that as well. Do you think they're freaking out? Like,
I'm sure.
What is Maria or ASMR Glow or any of the other
I feel like a lot of content creators don't like AI because
it's going to take away from them. It's
going to take away their jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's worried about the immigrants taking their jobs, but AI is going to take their jobs.
Yep. I don't know if that'll be the case too, because I share my feelings about like being a narrator and everything, and just worried about like, oh, AI is just going to replace all narrators. I don't know if that's going to be the case.
But that's why I'm surprised you're so supportive of AI, because it's like,
I'm not really supportive. I'm just kind of like, I don't know, like indifferent to it, if that makes sense. Whereas like, I kind of see the inevitability of like, okay, it's here to stay. Like, obviously, we can just continue on life and just, see where all this stuff goes, because you're not going to get rid of it.
Skynet.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, we've gotten totally off topic of ASMR here.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's still on topic, talking about AI ASMR. So, and like I said, there's some AI ASMR that actually do sound relaxing. So, I mean, I still prefer an actual ASMR artist to, actually, deliver a good quality product over, AI any day. But, yeah. We'll see what the future brings with all that stuff. I do like watching food preparation videos and some kind of cooking ASMRs. Those are kind of fun to watch as well. There's a couple I've seen where people were like preparing different foods from like different cultures around the world. That's fascinating to me to watch. Yeah. So you get kind of like an inside look at other people's culture through their food.
I think, so talking about like weird ASMR, I think one of the weirdest ASMR videos I saw was this, I've seen these, they're called boyfriend role plays and girlfriend role plays, which those could be a bit cringy, but okay, whatever. Mm-hmm. But there was this one where it was like a jealous boyfriend role play, and it was so weird. It was so weird.
Yeah, that goes down the weird rabbit hole, so I don't really watch that type of stuff.
Yeah, because I was watching it, I found a video of people reacting to different ASMR videos, and they were reacting to this jealous boyfriend.
It's just like, what the heck?
It was so weird. I'm like, how is this supposed to be relaxing? This is just strange.
Mm-hmm. And that's where a lot of people get confused about ASMR, because they think it's just like, oh, this is, some weird thing where, people are trying to live out a fantasy of this and that. And it's just like,
well, I've seen several ASMR artists who, like women who they got the cleavage. Mm-hmm. Like there's one.
They try to sell sex appeal. So, they'll, like, have their boobs hanging out and all that.
Well, there's this one. Her name was Whisper Audios. Mm-hmm. And she's still posting videos. I used to so enjoy her videos. Mm-hmm. But now it's just boobs. Mm-hmm. Like, you go to her videos, and her cleavage is just hanging out.
Yep.
So, guys, if that's what go check her out. But, I mean, literally, that's all you see in this video. And I'm like, so you've just sold out. But whatever.
Yep. I mean, that's still a marketing point for her.
Oh, I'm sure she's making the big bucks on that, but it's just like, okay.
Yeah. Like I said, that could get into like more shakier territory, because like, okay, what is the borderline between that and then OnlyFans in a lot of ways? And now, going on a whole different route too, they also talk about memberships now. Have you seen these?
I've seen that,
where you can actually like join like a membership to any ASMR artist, and then you get like member content, which is only exclusive to people who do like a monthly subscription, I think, to them.
I've seen that with certain videos where it's like members only.
I don't know what the heck that's all about. That's different. So,
there's another type of ASMR that I like. So it's in South America. Mm-hmm. It's these, what is the name? They're like these spiritual healers. Is it called Limpia Spiritual Healings? Have you ever seen those?
I don't think so.
So yeah, they're. It sounds really strange, but. So there's these women who they cleanse your spirit, but they do all kinds of weird stuff. Like they take a bunch of flowers and they're smacking you with flowers, and they're rubbing an egg all over you, and then they have like this cologne they put on your head and all this stuff.
Sounds like hazing.
But It's relaxing.
Hmm.
I know it sounds strange.
Yeah. Well, I
It's
watched
relaxing.
Gentle Whispering's video about going to, I think, a Russian banya. It's like a Russian spa equivalent they have over in Russia, which is interesting. And they would actually, like, make people wear this weird looking, like, almost like a flower pot looking thing on their head. They go into, like, this sauna, like, and they would basically get, like, whapped with a bunch of, like, hay or something in order to, like, warm up their bodies, or a bunch of leaves. And it would be like a form of massaging, which, like, they basically warm up like that. Then they go take a dip out in a bunch of ice water out in Russia. And then it showed, like, another part of the video where, like, there's these two waves of gentlemen that are just running at each other, and they start wailing on each other like crazy in order to relieve the stress of, like, the winter months on each other.
Okay.
And, like, this is, basically supposed to be, like, just part of their culture. And I'm just like, well, that's interesting. But yeah, once again, you get kind of an inside look at other people's cultures through ASMR, which I think is kind of fascinating.
That is a cool part.
Yeah, some's interesting, but some's more enlightening than others. And it's just like, oh, well, I'm kind of glad I live where I do. So, but yeah, there's a lot of weirdness out there, but to each their own. Try to think of some of the other ASMR videos I've watched over the years. I remember we went camping down over at Mohican the one time. We had no access to internet at all. Yeah. So I pre-downloaded a couple ASMR videos to watch in order to kind of help me sleep down there. And I think one was like, I think Maria was eating, Turkish Delight or a similar thing like Turkish Delight. And I had that pre-recorded on my phone. And that would knock me out after, like, it was a good, like, 12-minute clip. And then I would just sit there and, like, about 3 or 4 minutes in, boom, gone. So, but yeah, food videos. Of course I like food ASMR. Are you kidding me? There's also travel ASMR, too, where they have, like, much like you said about ASMR requests about, like, here's your destination. There have been a few other ones that basically take you to other places, too. Actually, the French Whisperer. He's actually, a guy ASMR artist, and he's still kind of, like, growing his channel a little bit. I think he's in the, like, 300,000s or something like that right now. But he always started his ones, hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about... And then he basically go on to talk about, whatever culture, like the ancient Aztecs, the history of chocolate, talk about, like, the French Revolution, or, back in, like, ancient Greece. He'd do, like, historical, kind of sort of documental pieces of ASMR, and he did have a very kind of, like, kind of relaxing tone with a French accent underneath, which I thought was very interesting. So, yeah, I think it's the French Whisperer. So, that was a good one.
Oh, yeah, you watch him quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the French Whisperer. So, probably one of the few guy ASMR artists I think I watch. Because there's really not too many guy ASMR artists out there.
I've seen several.
Yeah. Not as many of them as there are, like, other female ASMR artists. So there's a lot more ladies out there. Which I think comes natural, because I think, ladies have like a very softer tone. Which I think is easier to kind of, like, create, like, an emotional resonance where it just soothes a person. It's like, ooh. Any modern ASMR memory that kind of, like, really resonates with you today or anything? Or one that's, like, your most memorable ASMR video that you'll always, like, kind of go back to?
Oh, God, I have a lot. I have my whole playlist.
Is it mainly massage type videos?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Any particular ones stand out more than others, though?
God, I don't know. Let me look. I wish you could see, like, which one of your videos you've played the most.
I'm surprised they don't have that statistic on YouTube or anything. But for me, it's probably Gentle Whispering, a bunch of her videos. Like I said, etiquette videos, I'll probably watch those ones a whole bunch. That's probably my most watched. Maybe a few travel videos.
I mean, I can't think of one specific one, because, like, I watch so many different ones.
I don't know if there's anyone that was, like, standing out more than others, though.
Like, I mean, I already talked about the departure tours one.
Any other ones that ASMR requests made back in the day other than the departure tours?
Well, she made a lot of videos, but that was just the ones. She did a part 2.
Yeah. I remember the part 2 one.
Heather Feather was in it. But, yeah, there's... At this point, there is so many ASMR videos.
That's what I mean. It's almost kind of oversaturated.
It's like, yeah, the market's definitely, like, oversaturated, I feel like.
Yep. Which is a good thing, because that way, the consumer, people who actually want to listen to ASMR to relax, like, there's a huge market for it now. You basically tune into any, ASMR artist, and, it's going to be a similar type of thing.
But do you think this kind of shows a society, like, ASMR is so popular? Like, does that, like, I guess to me that shows how many people are
overstressed, overworked,
overworked,
100%.
have insomnia.
And they're looking for an escape from reality in a lot of ways. So, and this is kind of like a sense of just like, okay, everything's okay. Because there's a lot of ASMR artists that kind of like reverberate the message of just like, they reiterate, everything's fine. You're going to be okay. And they create a sense of calm, I think, in a person's mind, which people desperately need to hear these days. Because there's so much chaos that goes on in the world externally, and people just get so wrapped up with how busy their lives are, how busy work is, and they're looking for a way to kind of decompress and relax from all that. And this offers an escape for that. So it's very important. And I hope ASMRs realize, the impact they're making on society, because it is very important what they're doing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, seriously, because I don't know what I would... Because there were literally some nights where I probably would not have been able to sleep.
Likewise.
Without watching an ASMR video.
Yep. Yeah, there have been many nights where, like, they've helped me just, kind of just calm down and decompress for a day and just like, oh.
Well, I mean, too, I get anxiety pretty bad sometimes. Mm-hmm. Like, I just worry about random shit.
Yep.
And, yeah, sometimes I'll just put on an ASMR video and just...
It calms everything down.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think there's a great many people, like, in your very similar situation where they're just, naturally prone to anxiety. They freak out, overthink things, and listen to an ASMR kind of turns that off for a while and just really, learns how to soothe the person. Because I'm normally a very calm guy by nature and everything too. But even me, just hearing like I said, words of affirmation or just calming resonant tones, that kind of like really mellows me out. And I just kind of like, like Blue the Bear from Jungle Book and just kind of like relax and just kind of float into a river. So, but no, big thank you to all ASMR artists out there for what you do. You guys make literally a world of difference to all listeners out there. So, thank you for what you do.
Thank you for helping me sleep.
Yes, both of us and the billions of other people that tune in from across the globe.
Seriously, I wonder how many people watch ASMR.
Oh, it's got to be in the billions, easy. So, and once again, it's a global phenomenon now.
I did mention ASMR to someone at work the other day, and they had no idea what I was talking about. So there are, because, I mean, I forget, like, even though it's pretty mainstream now, it's like, oh, yeah, there's people that don't know what this is.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I talked about this or not. Back when I worked over at Lifetouch, I ended up covering a talent show. And there was actually, I think, there's a bunch of the seniors put on, like, a show for their senior year and everything. And one of the students for... the first, like, or they had to go through, like, different stages, in order to make it to, like, the final person who's got the most talent. The very first stage, this one senior actually did ASMR. Just like he went to a microphone, just did ASMR and just kind of, a very soft tone, blah, 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 blah. And he made it to the next round, which I thought was interesting. I'm just like, wow, even this young guy, in high school, and like what he's doing is resonating with people, and they get what ASMR is. So
yeah, and that shows how mainstream it is now. Because can you imagine, like, 10 years ago, 15 years ago,
you've been laughed out of the room.
Oh yeah, if a kid would have done an ASMR at a talent show, they would have been bullied, made fun of.
Yep. Now it's like widely accepted and frankly expected in some cases. So, and indeed, it is a talent and a valuable one, I feel like. But
because I do think there is something to it, because there's some people that are really, really good at it, and I've stumbled across some videos that it's like, okay, this isn't relaxing.
Yeah. Well, there's some, like I said, or like you said too, some people just have the natural talent with their voice, and it just resonates with you just on a very, like I said, Whispers Red ASMR comes to mind. Like, her just natural tone is just like, it's connecting. Right off the rip, it's like, oh my goodness. So, and then there's kind of like offshoot ones. Like I can think of, I think, is it Southern Sounds ASMR?
Is she the ones that go?
She goes to like the thrift stores and everything like that. She'll capture the background noises of everything, so you'll hear the hustle and the bustle in the background. But she'll go through and like reorganize, like, a department store or something like that.
And people love it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And like, she really, like, she talks in kind of a softer voice and everything, nowhere near what, Whispers Red was, but, she'll go around and, like, you hear all the background hustle and bustle, and like I said, that adds to an experience for some people, so, but yeah, many different types of ASMRs out there. All right, so, it's a good place to stop, but, yeah, we just kind of wanted to kind of dabble on this subject, because ASMR has always been kind of like an interesting topic between us two, so we've talked about that ever since we were dating, so... Yeah, and it'll continue on.
And we would say, hey, I would send like ASMR videos to you that I thought you'd like, and you'd send some to me.
Likewise, yep. So, but yeah, we'll leave it be. So, thank you everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on It All Depends on the Situation. Have a good one.